Good morning. Good morning. I did my live on honesty when I finished that. I think it was only like 10 minutes. I had to reconnect and then never connect back. And I was already sleepy. So I just went to sleep. I watched some videos on finances and everything. I'm going to talk about that another day. It is 0600 hours, 21 minutes, Thursday, November 1st, 2018. The topic is about social media. This is for people that we're lost. We're lost as a race because we don't even understand what destroys us. In all my videos, I talk about guiding and challenging, and everything's in my video. I'll listen to them. I'm gonna start writing down certain key words and phrases because a lot of things I get is spiritual. This is studying words and looking at language and translation. That's where I'm at in my studies because it seems like I need to understand this because the separation and divide between men and women, and I'm talking quote unquote black women and men, African descent, and indigo men and women in this country which is an organization of America. It's a federal republic, and we don't understand the mass production of media. It's called media outlets. Now, if you look up the word medium, well, there's a definition for media. It's appropriate agency. Media by itself, appropriate agency. Agency basically of our understanding is how they control what is produced. It's a produce sort control produce source. If you look up the word, like if you gotta look up the word and then like go through the makeup of the word and 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 this is what I hate too with religion, because religion cancels out the makeup of the word, but then in religion they use the Greek and Hebrew, but then how they use Greek and they call it mythology. But then the people that study in religion don't study Greek mythology, what they call the myth. They won't study that information, but then they'll study the Greek, the Hebrew. But that was like, well, that's the man and a woman again. Because you know what it did? It had to become a balance. And they not studying the balance. If they study the balance, they would get all these answers we're seeking is in the balance of the next. It needed a balance. So that's why it shows Hebrew and Greek, even in the concordance. I was studying with my friend. He was like, I don't use Greek. He's like, I'm gonna use the Hebrew. I'm like, well, you gotta use Greek. He was like, well, Greek, and he got like a negative connotation of what Greek was or what is Greek. I was like, you have to use that. He'll use it to refer to certain things, but I was like, well, you don't use it in its full works. Just like language, we're not using English in its full works. If we did, I'm constantly have to go back. What is an adjective or verb? And right now, I still have trouble with that. I had trouble with that since a child because, again, just like two negatives can never make a positive. One time I explained it to myself, or the spirit did, and it gave me, and I say spirits to, because I will call it something different. And then people were like, I sound crazy. I want to sound crazy because what is crazy is how we don't black men, quote unquote, black men and women don't get along. That's crazy to me. And one of the biggest sources is media outlets. If there was no newspaper, if there was no television, I'm going back from the beginning of time when we had to do analog. Analog was everything produced on paper. You cannot tell me we were separated. You cannot tell me that it was this much hatred towards one another. Yes, it's hatred. It's nothing else. We're trying to numb the word. We're trying to numb it down for ourselves. We're trying to have one or the other say it's no, we're hating one another. Basically, that's what it is. It's a hatred that been now only words I can use because you gotta look up these words. It's in propaganda. It's in our breeding. Breeding is birth, but it's designed to birth a certain way. It is it's in our nurturing, how we bring up the child, how we care for the child, and it's in how we foster. What principles, and we don't say that, that's a key word. What principles come first with you? Like if you don't choose honesty over money, you value the principle of income And the principle of income, it only focuses on you. It don't focus on any other thing that's supposed to help you. Besides what money is for. It's a tool. It's a tool to buy things. That's point blank. That's it. Right now, what we're setting and as a world, money is a tool to buy. So what we have not done with media, we have not broken down the media like, and it's a propaganda, it's an order, and it's an agenda. It has a word in there. Media has appropriate agenda in it. Me and what happened, and I tried to break it down, and I got to A. At some point in history, before the 1600s, they tried to remove the letter A. Meaning A is plural, it's individual, it's singular. So it's no longer about yourself. It became about that's we're not gonna put people. We're gonna appropriate the agency. So what is it is on? It's about crime today. It's gonna be about stock market. That's the economy. It's different agencies in the platform of media. Because outlet mean platform. The sources that they're using, where are these sources coming from? How did you get these sources? So explaining that and just a little quick hand, a mouthful, and not getting too deep into it is that was deep enough. Because that right there is when it calls you to go look. Like when there's something wrong with me, I look at me first. I don't go to blame no other person. Now, maybe at 8, okay, maybe at 18, maybe at 28, but I'm 35 now. I got 5 I'm about to be 36 in 14 days. I got less than 5 years now. I got 4 years to I'm 40. No, I don't have a big bank account. No, I don't have a lot of things. But I know now I love my parents. But my mother and father didn't teach me about FICO score and credit, investment vehicles. None, not one thing. Now come and ask me about one of those things. I can least, and this is what they say, I'm a man, I can at least give you the basis. And if a woman telling me at her 35 to 40, she cannot overcome what has been making her hate me as the same man of her race, I don't want to deal. I'm not throwing her away. I'm not forgetting about her. Because even we look into the word media, it's about dominance. We got the ma and the fa, the mother and the father. See, there was a balance that's been lost. But since you want to do, well, I'm only going to study this language and this translation. The translation, I keep saying that. Nobody, when I say it, it still sounds funny. I love when I find videos like on YouTube or when I read in the library, it's another person that got like a quick little forum, or if it's not on YouTube, it's a sermon, it's a speech, it's another brochure, it's another source of information. It's like, okay, that's how they got it. I don't get information the same way from you. I'm literally waking up out of my dreams and speaking about what happened in my dreams. Like I heard a lady say, the security team that's going to take over is not Tesla. I had a dream about it, jolted my memory. She said Skynet. I gotta Google Skynet now and then go read about where can I get all the information of what is Skynet about. Skynet is from in Terminator. They say the first Genesis, and in Skynet they took over with the Terminators. They went to get out to Sean Connor and Chanel Connor and happened early in age, and they teleported him. So they transferred him to another time frame to destroy a person earlier in time to destroy Skynet. And the only way this government is going to change is we got to overthrow it. I'm not inciting that. I'm not trying to produce. I'm not trying to train no young man to be killer. But if the generations keep going this way, we're going to find hate into one of each other. And our children are going to be born like that. The next generation. If you not watching movies and listening to media, we're going to exterminate each other. If you're going to cause for extermination, history dooms to repeat itself. It's going to be slavery again. Which kind? I have different. I have different dreams. I have one when Everybody that was family member, because there's no longer slave owners unless you're a person that have knowledge of sex trafficking. If this is true, and you allowing these young girls to work, they're minors. That mean they have no true knowledge of their mind yet, of themselves. You're forcing them, or their families are letting you buy their children. You're going to be a slave. Now, you might not, if you're part of their family and you watched it, you're going to be a slave. And people think that slavery is only going to come for the one work. No, everybody that allowed a lot of things is going to be a slave. I always said I'm going to be on top of the hill watching you. I don't partake in a lot of things. Even now, I'm making these videos. You listen to them. I'm not. I'm truly just trying to get everybody to oneness. And they tried to take away the word me. Me is the, how did it go? About yourself. And they tried to change. They didn't change the word me. It's that's why it's called media outlet. They're controlling what they're going to produce. The agencies, the companies. And it's called Tale of Vision. I know you heard this one now more recently. I always said that, but I never really talked, so I didn't have nobody to say it to. And I learned I can still say it. That's like saying if a tree fall in a forest, would somebody hear it? Or if I was in outer space, supposedly if space is real or not, that if an explosion happened in outer space, would I still hear it or would I feel it? And that's what I feel like I'm doing. This is the worldwide net, the cyberspace. The tree is falling, and I'm the tree, and my voice is falling, and hopefully it can fall into the right ears, so the right ears don't be damaged. Because we are our own construction. We are our own toxic and pollution. And this is the common things I hear from African descent indigo men about women wearing weaves of the same race and makeup and changing their appearance, the way they dress, the way they parent it, the way they did bash. That's what happened on the media outlet. The first person to bash in media was a man, a woman, a womb. I put Womban because you hold the power. In this Western civilizations, as we give credit to, but we don't want to really do a real research. Women don't have power in civilizations where we from originally. If we want to do real research, I mean, like how you say real man and real woman. Well, men don't say that. We just say good women. If we want to do good research and real research, women had the power. If you check about all the religions, go do the research. If you do the research, you will be astonished and you will be amazed. That's why I'm no longer giving power to these men and women out there. If we're gonna have a panel of powers and solution of black men and women, we should be geared on solutions. We should give a little history and all truth, and then talk and then move on. But we never can do that because we not have made up in our mind. I'm ready to move on yet. Just listen again. You have not made in your mind you're ready to move on yet. If you want to be healed, you have to move on. If your mind can't tell you to move on, you has a psychological disorder. I'm going to call you such. As you talk, I'm like, hello, psychological disorder. And you're going to keep getting mad until you say, why you stop calling me that? I was like, why? You're making blame and claim to only one. Well, my seed in the self is two. Because that's me and my seed. You in the woman side, the woman, the female, her and that embryo is two as well. It takes so many processes to get there. That alone right there is four processes. I'm not even talking about even reaching the egg, how it travel, how the egg drop into the womb. I'm not even talking about that yet. Woo. That is six processes right there. And it's still not in the womb. No, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's four more processes already. So that's eight processes in the egg that's being fertilized, not even the womb yet. Isn't that amazing how that works? So it take a lot for us to be where we at. So if it take a whole lot to be where we at, why won't we explore all the options of what could have happened wrong? We know what happened wrong, but it felt like if you do something nowadays, this is being funny because it's kind of true. You send a woman out, she can find all the information out. That's the instincts a woman has. You send a man out, he will be able to fix and come back with more than what he had before. A woman can too. We can make more. That is the best example. That's already six processes that's happening before, and we don't want to look at that process. We look at it now as a disease, as it's horrible. You're programmed. Look how you program. I'm hearing women say I'm divested from men. How you divested, but you still talking about it. So now let me get into the men and women. The problem of what happened. Media outlet is not controlled by either one of us. It's no control. How we allowing people that don't look like us to dictate how we talk to one each other? If we was in slavery, how did we ever was a community? Yes, we had an aspect of what a community could be, but we never was a community. We never truly helped one. Think about this. We never truly helped one another because we was coming off of slavery. Nobody thought about. Nobody saying that. And we was illiterate. They was putting information in a book. Because we was so if we was the if we was the people that's domed. So if our freedom is only dictated by the conquerors, the ones that's coming against us, the horror mongers, the warmongers, I mean, that got to do with that as well. How are we fighting each other? I talk like I'm a little kid because there's no other way to talk. I'm not gonna use big giant words because it's I'm gonna explain those words when I use them. If I haven't used them a few times already, we're fighting over media. I gained this knowledge 5 years ago. I knew it was different. I can't say bad. It was different more recently, like in the last 2 years. I'm working in places where I'm wondering why I'm being social. I'm not a person that's in the loop. I say in the loop because I don't follow media. But everything I get from like a hatred is from media. And I listened to one of the ladies I was following. She was like, I didn't follow media. I did not follow media. I did not have this. She was like, all my encounters with black men, African descent men, were good, quote unquote black. They were good. And then I got on this panel or this listen to the show. I started hating my own men. See the program? Now I use words that I don't use. See what happened to her? And that's what media did. The first thing I noticed on media was when people get fed up, they go to media. I remember in the library, I mean, in your diaries, a woman wouldn't tell you about who she liked, who she kissed. And then now we leaving it up to the media outlets to control it, like Instagram, Snapchat. Even YouTube is not used at that rate, but you got Tumblr. You got all these Reddit. Guess some MySpace we had. Facebook. That's what's controlling us. We're we're dumb. We're stupid. We're idiots. People I was talking like she's like, don't say that. I don't know what the words to use towards us. We literally allowed a platform, and then this is the crazy part. As I'm on these media, a lot of people don't have pictures. They'll respond because we call them trolls. We call them keyboard warriors. We call them all these names. I don't even get mad over media when I'm talking to somebody. You can check. You can look at my thousands of comments. And there's always an attack from a woman, or if it's not from a woman of my race, it's this the white guy of another race. Because or see the Middle Eastern people, they don't say nothing to me. Asian people don't say something. Every once in a while, it depends on the video, and a lot of videos be rude. And I'm like, this is a rude ass video. Like, why would you? That's racist. And we touched on racism so much. We came up with reverse racism, constructional racism. Racism is racism. And when it comes to like a hurt, that can become a racism. Now, if you keep mentioning it, you keep talking about your sex or your religions, your man or female, your woman, yeah, it's going to be racism after a while. It's not monogamy or how you misogynny. It's not that megamy, whatever. It's not sexism. It's racism. Because the facet of it is you're choosing a race. And if you look at race, isn't it by gender with the species, the classification, and everything goes to creed, the preference? Isn't that by that? See, I'm not stupid. I pay attention to these words and how they write them. That's why you got to look up the word media outlet. It's the agency controlling what is being produced. And if you can't, and these people that's writing comments, even people making videos, just like the girl went on Dr. Ville, she talked about they call it trans identity something. She was a black girl, talking about she was white. They say it was fake. I'm like, that's fake, but the Cash Me Outside girl was real. Eminem is real. I can go down the line with all these people that Gary Owens is real. See, but I met him in person. I seen him, but that I don't mean he was 100% when he talk about he loving black women himself. So that's not real, and that's what I hate. We depict and we choose what is real and what is not real, what is a fraud and what is not fraud. So going into the man, we don't take care of the child. We have a baby by a woman. We don't take care whether she's a hoe or not. This will get me too. I didn't. It's so many women that know who the baby father is. That is scary. That is scary. If women can hear that, that is very scary. But there's no excuse for the man not to even take care of his child till he find out who his child, if that's his real child, or take care of that child. Or when he do take care of the child, don't have the child fatherless. It don't take nothing to spend time and effort to be around the child. You don't got to spend none of your money. They're going to need to eat. I'm quite sure you got a couple dollars in your pocket. There's no excuse for why you're not doing certain things like working, taking care of yourself so you can take care of the child. There's no excuse for the name calling that you're doing. There's no excuse, even though you may have one, but there is no excuse. And see, women, you talk about, I didn't bash you because just like the men, he didn't have to stick his penis in, you didn't have to open your legs. That's another argument. Now, I don't get this argument. We try to say it's both faults. It is. But then we still only geared towards one as a fault. Even you got men out there. And then what I hate is married men, married African descent men, black, quote unquote, black descendant indigo men. I kind of hate them because what they do, or men, I guess we call it pandering and coddling. What they do is they only focus on what the man did wrong. And since I've been alive, even now, if I go in the household when I was around young ladies, my sisters got whoopings, but they never said they was wrong. Like I noticed this. I really noticed my mother uplifted the girl saying, you are special. She never called me and my brother special, not whatsoever. Not saying like, but still in some form of communication, she had her own way. So like, you are a good young man. Things of that nature. So we're not doing that to the men. What kind of men do you expect to grow up? He's not being shown anything. Just like the young girls. I've seen so many young girls shaking their booties on. I can show you the website. I can give you the link. These young women on here just shaking their booty naked. Click on that one, then go down. There's the videos that you can recommended videos or the next video you can the playlist. You can click on them. Then you can click on another one, click on another one, click on another one, click on another one. So that goes to show, like, so if it, even if there's only single mothers in the house, I always said this: what are you doing? Because my mother did everything she could possibly do. You showed me how to be a respectable man. That's it. Can't show me how to be a man. But she made us say some things like men ain't nothing, but she didn't give a race. My mother, I was just saying it to my mother, like, mother, and we talked about it. She was like, I didn't. She didn't. She made us say that, but she didn't say black men ain't shit. Because that's all she was with. I only been with black women, so only thing I can pretty much is talk about what I've been around. So we know as a young black man, quote unquote black, she was correlating to black men. I took it as such, but I had to think about her hurt and pain as well. But after a while, hurt and pain had to become stale. She could no longer hold that against him. She had to come to a conclusion. I did choose this mother effer, this no good person. And there's men got to come to a while that do go through that. I know a lot of men that single fathers. You chose that woman. You put your seed inside her. So all you talking negative about her, you put your seed inside her. And every time you talk, you put your seed inside her. That's all I would say. You put your seed. That's how I talk to men. See, that's what I'm saying. And this condescending notion that men don't say nothing to men. And I said this. I want to say this again. If we took the time out, women, if you were a man that did you wrong, if take the time out to individually find fault in him. Men, if you were a woman that's no good, and you thought she was good, just like she thought you was good, or vice versa, that's not what I meant. I meant if you thought this person was a good person, man or a woman, of the same race, African descent, quote unquote black, indigo men and women, individually blame that person. I'm 35. I don't have children. I never impregnated a woman. Women try to argue like, no, I never had an abortion. It's like, you can't have an abortion, duh, because you're a man. Like, yes, I can. If my seed go inside the woman womb and she get pregnant and she abort, that is my abortion because that is my seed. I did not stop her from abortion, so that is my abortion as well. She don't go through 9 months of pregnancy by herself. See, for me, I'm not talking about, see, when you talk to people, I'm talking to people individually. Everything I'm saying to you is individual. See, you have not healed from your hatred. So how are you in a relationship? I don't care if you go to another race, you still not healed. I don't care how many men are white men, Asian, Chinese, Japanese, that's Asian, Oriental, Middle Eastern, Berkston, Lebanese, Thai, whatever, Asian, Middle Eastern, Iraqi, whatever religion he is. You haven't healed from your hatred. So you're going to come on the media outlet they controlling you. We call it puppets. You're going to be a puppet to hate. All you is, it's like a puppet. You just, if you can see my hand, how they put the hand in the puppet mouth and just move it up and down, that's what you're doing. Because you won't take the time out and blame yourself first. The first blame go to you. See, this is resolution. That's why I work on the power. I want to be honest with myself. Like, damn, I did have sex with her. Damn, I got her pregnant. I know she wasn't right for me. I know she wasn't the best woman to be my child's mother. That's my fault. My fault. My fault. But why don't we do that? Because we got to listen to media and stop reading so much into books. If we knew the information, that was the truth. Like, voodoo is so evil, but the woman had power in the religion of voodoo. And even mainly in America, Christianity is the religion. It said the goddamn woman ate the apple. She caused everything that what it is. So you telling me that's how so women want to get into the truth. If a woman want to find blame, we're going to find, that's what the book said, right? We're going to believe that 2,000 years ago it was written, or longer, 2018 years or longer than that it was written, or quote unquote supposedly written that way, right? Because that's what we're going to do. We got to follow all the information that lead to what we're saying. Then there's information saying man is the cause, and there's information saying woman the cause. And I'm just gonna knock it. So to me, that's they call that a stalemate. It's stale. That's what the word I use, and didn't even realize how I was leaving. Instead of saying a woman or man is bitter, they're stale because they can't come to the grasp that they need to blame someone. They need to blame people, somebody. So they need to blame a whole group, a whole race of men that even if they look like they hate. And when I say that, when I hear this, this is the dumbest line a woman can use in the man. Women use it more. I notice we go more into the bashing according to the media. I'm watching media. I'm going by what media because I'm not part of this. I've never been part of this. So when if a woman passed a man that's not part of the reason of what's going on, and she called him toxic and not a real man, you're falling into the order. You're falling right into the agenda they wanted you to do. That means you now have allowed your mind to become its own self. So this is what is happening. You allowing your mind to take on what they're serving you. I don't eat seafood. So why would I eat seafood? I don't like social media. I'm not on social media. YouTube is my mass production or watching the social media. And everything I'm doing on YouTube is more of videos. It's not really an interaction. So I'm watching like, oh, this is what causing this. Just like learning about alpha and beta. Like you call men alpha and beta male. There's an omega male, a zeta male, and gamma male. The gamma male challenges the beta male. I mean the alpha male. The zeta and beta is similar. And then that's the Greek language. They're using the Greek language. See how stupid we are? They're using the language we saying we don't even want to read into. But then when we do, we find it like all the information out. Like, wow. So we need the balance. So if Hebrew is the language, the original so-called language, what is Greek it? It's the balanced language. So that would make it the ma and fa. The medium. Media. We need a medium. We need an in between. So pi and I. It's infinity, but I is letting you know, like, well, if that's infinity, what am I? So if there is a man, there's a woman, and you saying, and so my African descent, beautiful women, my lovely women, if men are toxic, what are you? I cannot say nothing as a African descent, quote unquote, black man, indigo man, and say anything bad about a woman because I need a balance. The woman is my balance. Whether I get married and have children, that woman is my balance. Because whatever, like I was even saying, like, man, I'm using green. I have run out of dishwashing liquid for the time being. Like when I use, I'm talking to my lady friend or my associate. She's announcing all things that do I have in the house. I have baking soda and apple cider vinegar. I was like, okay, I got baking soda. She's like, use that. I was like, and as we talking and we moved on past that, I was like, that's crazy. She was like, what? I knew to do this, but I didn't joke. She was like, and she said it. She was like, well, that's what the man and woman is for. And I was like, ain't that a bitch? Like we can't even understand that. I'm not worried about having all the money in the world. People are like, well, if you have a child, this, and that. I'm doing things for myself because I'm only supporting myself. I don't have to do things for others because I'm not supporting others. So if I'm gonna get the blame of being toxic and not real, give me the same opportunity that you gave those men that you had no real, like you say, real men. You had no real reason or being. Like I even see stuff on social media like now the bad, the really horrible, like Instagram and Snapchat. Women, my lovely women of my race saying, I just want to have sex and that's it. I just want some D. And I'm like, and then 13,000 views. That was the number, but it's like at 42,000 altogether views. And if there's like women commenting, so that's 13,000 women of different nationalities or whatever, whatever. But a lot of them is my women. I'm like, dang, that's how they think. And then I did the study, and they keep saying the study's not real, but I don't know how fake they can be if they keep saying it. And I keep doing my own studies. A lot of women don't know who the baby father is. That's sad. And then there's a lot of women that produce hatred. Like my first, and we all keep saying it. My first noticing of women when my race of women said they are independent and strong and black men are nothing. Now I grew up. Now this is me being like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. At this ages from 8 to 13. That's all I heard from media. And this is not even having the media. And I didn't have cable TV. So this is like turning on a TV every time. I'm 35 and every woman 35 and older seeing this. And now 35 and under people going to feel it. It's going to be a cycle. It always been this way because I studied history, and to get into slavery, I'm not even going to say it, but it was because of man and woman. And to make sure that it existed, they had to rape the men, the ones that was still there, kill the ones that was willing to fight, kill the women and men that had babies, program them, make them pawns and decoys, throw them back in. They became the house niggas. They told on us. It's so much. And if we go by history, but I'm going to go by it in today's society. Today's society where I can understand where I was born, where I'm at, where I'm able to give account for. It's social media. I'm getting slack and beat up at work because of social media. I was like, I don't know you. What is your beef with me? I'm like a creep. You seen another dude, and I seen like there's one black lady boyfriend. Well, she ain't no boyfriend. She's like, she told the other black girl, I like a creep. How do I look like a creep from a dating website? I'm smiling. You really don't want to have pictures with people, but I'm at events. So I'm like showing like this is me at an event. I'm at not a funeral. Whew, a marriage. I want to be at a funeral. I'm not doing those no more. I'm at a marriage party or person getting married. And you can see you can see me, but you can see everybody more in the background. You can see me having fun. I'm at the park or different pictures I'm using. I'm at work. I'm in my desk. I look like a creep for smiling. My eyes not dark. I'm not putting on makeup. My hair cut. My face a little shiny. I'm a little greasy because it's my skin. That's how some of our skin are in our race. I like a creep. And this is coming from a woman that's not even of our race. And they watched it. They let her say it. Just like I'm walking down a group. So just like how a lot of black women, I want to ask the black African descent women, how come we can't meet? I want to meet the ones that don't hate. Because as soon as you say a black man is toxic, I like you got to look at yourself in the mirror, sweetie. Lovely, beautiful lady, woman. Because you're toxifying your skin color. That's what you're saying. So as you look yourself in the mirror, just like that Dr. Phil show, I told people that's not fake. That is not fake. There's men and women out there like that. We're doing it unconsciously. That's what that show is about. She did it in the consciousness of, they made it physical for us to finally see. And we all, 30 million of us, how many, we like, oh, that's fake, it's a fraud. I'm happy that's a fake and a fraud. No, you're not happy. How are you happy when you saying I'm toxic and you never met me? I'm going to beat this in your head. Since they beat it that they hate me in the head, I'm going to beat you that you only hate yourself. And I want you to have a mental breakdown. I want you to. So when you start looking at everybody, all you see is like yourself. When you see me, you see yourself. Because that's how I see you. I see my mother. Regardless if you can cook. Regardless if you can do whatever. I see my mother. But I'm not going to put up with BS. Because my mother didn't put up with BS. My father did stuff so long. She couldn't take it no more. She stayed. You're supposed to stay. And it's a study saying It's a study by white guys I like to listen to and watch. And every time they talk about our race of people, it'd be like all truth. We do. We the ones that give up. We give up so fast. This is giving up. Unless you like me or very fond of me, intrigued and interested by me, women, you won't keep talking to me because you got pet peeves. I won't stop talking to a woman. I met a woman, her breath stink, and every time I met her, her breath stink. So one time I was like, she's like, why you don't give me a lot of chances? I was like, every time I come around you, your breath smell funny. Like you got halitosis? She said no. I said, why is your breath funny? She's like you drink more water. She's like, I was like, let's drink some water. I was like, see how that works? She was like, I don't want to drink water. I was like, well, that causes your breath to stink. And I was like, not being funny. And we were one on one. Like your breath smell bad from afar. And I'm not even gonna lie. I told her, well, I can't. I'm talking to you. I was like, what more do you want? She was like, I want more from you. I was like, it's hard. I love the kiss, and I don't want my breath smelling like your breath. And this wasn't a diss to her. She could not fathom that drink a little bit. I was like, all you gotta do is gargle water. You don't even have to drink it. And I'm like, sometimes you do have to drink it. Your breath stinks because you got a dry mouth. You don't have enough alkaline, and your pH balance is off. And I said, you also get yeast infections a lot. And I was telling her more about herself. And she was like, how you know all this? I was like, because I'm looking at your body. You telling me you don't drink water. And I'm doing everything that, even though I hate science, I hate medical and all this, even though it's alchemy. I was like, well, it's truth in it. They studied it for a reason. And everything that I described, she kept telling me yes. I was like, you would get urinary tract infections easy. You're not even cleansing your body. I don't care how much time you clean your outside, you have to clean your inside. That's a metaphor too to say to you, you have to pay, you have to be, what is your response to your responsibility? What is your account to your accountability? Ability and power only goes one direction. It only goes the direction you tell it. So if you want to just blame the African descent man, I take the blame, but I'm not the blame. And I'm going to take the blame, but I'm not going to say, well, I'm taking on the blame because I'm learning you're not going to get it. So I told her I'm to blame for me not wanting to be with you because somehow she's not going to listen to what I'm saying of her not drinking enough water is causing me. I don't want to throw up around you. I don't want to feel like I'm treating you wrong. I don't want to be around you and be like and feel like I'm being rude. I just put put mouthwash in your drink or your water and you don't want to drink water. That's very harmful to your body. And then if you smoke, oh my God, like your body don't have nothing to, you killing yourself. And I don't want to be around while you kill yourself. And that's why I opt out. It's not that I hate my skin. I love my, like the darker the better. It hurts me. So I don't even cry any. I haven't cried. This is like in 2 years. I almost cried because I was watching a movie or a show and it was showing how it was about animals. And it showed how the animals was coming together. I'm like, damn, freaking animals. They're coming together. We can't even, we like to get the wall in the nut job. We can't even make a decision. So how we gonna get the walnut so we can survive through the winter anymore? We made it essential. I'll go to the next race. Cool. But when I see people go to the next race and the same things that they don't like me for, that's not the same reason why they don't like him. They're programmed. We're programming our children to be the way. And if you talk like that at home and if you show that at home, that's what your child is going to become. We don't see that. If we don't incite, if we don't insinuate all the individual blame to that one person, we're going to eradicate ourselves. We're going to delete ourselves and we're going to destroy ourselves as we already are. We're going to corrupt, pollute. It's going to be toxic. It's not going to be no good. And we allow in social media to run our lives. My TV been sitting there. I even showed you one time for 2 years now. I haven't watched TV. I get on like YouTube of certain things so that I can jot my memory. If I do like studying, so I go to Google, Yahoo, Bing, go to the library. I sit at the library. I want to learn about taxation law, so I'm gonna take out the taxation book. I ain't got to go leave the library unless I want to finish it, and I can go to the library every day. It's not closed down for now. They're about to destroy the library. Taxes about to go up. And I seen the study, and I was listening, and I seen the study. When the economy got bad, the marriages went up. Remember the oppression we had? Yeah, the marriages went up. So that's what it's going to take. And I don't have no beef with people that go out to a race. Just be quiet. You went out to a race because you hate yourself. So, and you can say that's not the truth. Well, when I hear you talk, now if you went out of your race and you ain't saying nothing, this is not to you. Because I have to say this because I know good and damn well every African descent, quote unquote, black woman didn't lead a race because they abuse. But what they're going to do. You're not going to expect the same things. You're not going to exhibit the same things. A woman said, "I won't date a man out of shape, but go to the next race and date a man out of shape." But you ignored me because and I seen the yet lady and the long young lady. She's in high school. She's like, I walk into the it's like example. So I kind of like use her example now as like just an explanation of how we're programmed. She walk in the cafeteria. She see the young African descent young man sitting at tables. It's all a mixture of everybody sitting at table, but it's specific tables where they at. We call it swagged out. So they got on the latest gear, so they clothes smell new, whatever. She look at the other table, do it's all mixed around with the white guys. She's more attracted to that because they gear new as well. They swagged out. But what she thinks she have in common with them already without even talking to them, that's a program. And when you go to the table, African descent men, we don't even know how good we doing because we're looking at the other table and we say, I don't have nothing in common with them. You're already programmed not to like yourself. So if you're already programmed not to like yourself, why would you like the table full of African descent men, young African descent women, and parents? Why would you teach your daughter that? That young man, let's say that all the Caucasian young men at the other table don't have no scholarships and tuition free rides, and all the African descent men. We wouldn't know that by looking at them. Just like when I go pick a car, I don't know what the best car is for my size. I have to go get in the car. And that's the thing. If you started, it was a word I was given, not grooming. I didn't write it down. And when we first look at people, if we give the same opportunity, if we, in our mind, we got to give all opportunities the same. That sounds funny to you. I learned this is how I want to date now. I'm 35. If I go on 7 dates, that's $700, or that's close to $500 to $700, $400 to the max 700 to the minimum 400. Why would I spend $400 on 7 dates? There's nothing wrong going on dates. See, the world have taught you when you go on dates, this about sex. It's about learning about all about somebody's life. No, it's getting to have fun with them. See what they do have in between the conversations. And we're starting to teach and train and foster and nurture that you want to know more about somebody's bank account. Like, I don't care about your bank account on the first time I talk to you. So I'm gonna call it on like women. I want to go on a meet and greet. They're like, that's a date. No, it's a meet and greet. It's letting me know now we're sitting down. Do I want to go on a date with you? See, and I can get to know things about you before. Yeah, we can talk over the phone, but I want to see you in person. Let's meet. Let's meet at the one spot. Here it's called the one spot. It's a coffee place. Get her a coffee. It's $2. Not breaking your pockets at all. She got to get her own way there, and you got to get your own way there. And you say okay. Or if it's by her house, go down the street to her store. It's a meet and greet. You got to make it. We want. And I'm not telling you what to do. I want to guide and challenge you. I want to help guide you into a better decision that you're going to make, so you can make a better choice. So you can break that logic out of your brain. That's not logic. That's a program to tell me you only see me as a stigma and stereotype. When you say that's why I got rid of my own man, you got rid of yourself then. You mean you show me you're not even loving yourself because you couldn't see beyond what you thought you seen. And to me, that's how I work. If a woman can't see beyond what she thinks she see, what's the difference between a guy sagging his pants and a guy not? Nothing. But it's so many stereotypes. I seen men, a woman try to say, I showed a woman some men that sag. And she was like, oh, she tried to say all men that sag is no good. She's like, oh. And a lot of those men don't have children either. A lot of those men is not playing the field. Just like a lot of women is not playing the field, but y'all listening to Miss Slutwalker. Y'all listen to Mrs. I'm not saying she's a bad woman, but that's what the women listening to. Just like the men that get all these, we listen to the men that got the women because that's what held the power is the women. Is you starting to get what I'm saying? If you don't see the individual account, then it's no help for you. Maybe you should walk away from your race and get another race and have that race tell you like, yo, you don't even make sense. And then you will find yourself alone and by yourself. That's not good. The way you're talking, because when you call men toxic, I look at you a certain way. That shows me you have not took the time out to learn who you are. And you have not took the time out to do a real detailed study of what you're talking about. That shows me in your brain, your practicality and your mentality is very distorted. You got psychological disorder. I'm going to call it as it is. That's not a diss because you don't words is non-threatening to you. I'm not gonna call you crazy because that's a threatening word for some reason, but that's the better word to use. Keep doing it over and over and you think it's gonna work. Keep calling men toxic over and over and think he's gonna come to you. Of course, other men is gonna talk to you. Of course, like we say the white, we're gonna go more to the I don't blame the man. I don't blame the other race for I blame ourselves. Man and woman. Woman. Until we do that, we're never gonna have an opportunity to understand one each other. We're never going to give ourselves chances. You thinking he's better because of his skin or because he's not, he's being, well, I was doing that. There's other men that do that in your race as well. But your information is going to be coming from a media outlet. And then what you're doing, you're taking it from the media platform, the virtual world to reality, the virtual to reality. Now you're sticking this in your head. Now it's a spell on you. You need time to heal. We have to figure out what solutions within ourselves is going to break me up from, I don't say break down, break up. Got to bring you back to your level. Your vibrations and frequencies got to be on high again. Right now, that's why I call it low esteem. Esteem of yourself, you, within you. You got to make it high again. What mark and what level are you going to use? We don't have a marking level. I don't use other men and other women marks. I don't say, I don't, I'm not, I admire Malcolm X, brother Malcolm and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. They're not my mark because they even said I'm going to be greater. Because I got know why I'm greater? I got so many much more resources than they do. I'm in a different time where the information is more prevalent now. I can find it at an easier rate. That's why I'm going to be greater. Not that I'm greater than them. They told me I'm going to be greater. I'm going to be better. I'm going to be better than them because I can see that coming. So let's say if Martin Luther King did mess with many women in his position, I'm going to know, I shouldn't cheat on my wife. I'm in a position. See my focus? I'm in this position to know you're not a good woman. You trying to make me. And this is how we got to talk. When I see that, when I see a person, if I can't say this to you, I'll leave you alone. I know you're not a good person. That's an individual call out. I'm checking that person. You sitting here trying to have sex with a married man that swore a vow to another woman and you a woman. Why would you want to have sex with me? Go find you and maybe you will find the person that's for you. See, I don't never hear that. I never heard that in the church. I hear the woman protecting. Now we need to tell those individuals you are wrong. Brother, you are wrong for not staying there. I'm not talking to her. Talking to you, brother. You are wrong. You are wrong for giving those people drugs. You are wrong. When we gonna start doing that? That if you don't hear that, that's angering me. That's boiling me because I know individually those people are at their own fault. They the ones, and I'm angered that they allowing this mass media outlet production to master to control them. That's what we're seeing. You're being controlled. And when somebody don't say they're being, I'm not being controlled. Like, well, I'm like, no, I'm not. See, I learned, like, I'm like, maybe if I was in a different mind, I'd allow her to say, I'll say, I'm not controlled. But I let her, I like, keep going though. But I'm not being controlled. And of course, she know who she is. So why argue with me? Because she was like, I took command of myself back. See, that's why I'm not under no affiliation. Only affiliation was I joined the military and I'm part of the United States. See, I'm signing that contract for work because it's part of being part of the United States. So I can get better. See, this income is helping me to start my own. I need to go work so I can start my own. So and I can flourish with my skills. Dan branch off say I don't need this part. So that affiliation will be gone. My home for me is to be stop being affiliated. I'm not affiliated to men that don't take care of their children. For one, I don't have children, and for two, I'm taking care of their children. How are you affiliating with me? See, that's what we should be saying to one each other. And if you a single mother, you spread your legs. I didn't spread your legs for you. I'm not taking no blame for what you allowed another man to do to you. And I'm not blaming no woman that would have done. I'm talking about the women that hurt me. She said this to me because she thought it was cool to be disrespectful to me, not you. But when you started this, like I was like, well, you a slave. You follow her. You a follower. You programmed to follow her, which because she's hurt. Because you've been hurt. I've been hurt too. Whatever happened to you, guess what? It happened to somebody else. If you can't see past that, I'm sorry. So be it. That's my sorry. So be it. That's if that's me being cold, and maybe we should be cold to one of each other. Because if we like to use other racist things, you know what they do in their race? They kill off all the people like you, all the women that don't understand. Well, maybe I shouldn't have a whole bunch of babies by a men by a one man that already got a whole bunch of babies. And the men, man, we should take out this dude. He's making a bad name. That's why they had a war. That's where World War I came from. See, nobody talks about it. See, if you're gonna study all of the history, let's study all of the history. Don't aim at. See, you want to cover it as a whole, like, well, African descent men weren't part of World War I. Those was the conquering countries that was part of it, or cities and states and all of that in this world that was part of it. The race of Caucasian men was having World War I and two. They tried to invest in us and say, hey, you can be this. Yeah, we became part of it. That wasn't our war. So don't put me part of your war. If you war, you warring with them. You warring with men that you feel is toxic. And then the first war, you warring with yourself when you look in the mirror. And when you look at your skin, you war with yourself. You don't war with me. What I say unto one, I say unto all. It's your choice. You got all these choices in the world, but you choose the en route choice to give up. You a giver upper. I don't want to talk to you. It's your path. You tell me that's your path. Only talk about how many men out your. I gave up on a man. You ain't give up on a man. You gave up on yourself. The first person you have no dignity for and respect for is yourself. Because you'd have known. Because if you talk about, I got this great circle. Well, where's your circle at? Oh, you didn't want to listen to your circle. Oh, you ain't want to listen to that one man that cared for you, who was giving you his last $2 to make sure you had food. Or there's one man that made sure your children ate while the other man wasn't around. But you still thinking about a fool that don't want to be part of their life. So that's a fool's fool. That's fool's gold. That ain't gold. You've seen it more than once, maybe more than twice, but you still think so. It's still a fault of me and the other men that done nothing to you, that had nothing to do with your life. And it's your journey. You have to make the decision of how you're going to choose men. Just because you go out your race, that don't make it no better. But if you think if that's gonna heal you, that's gonna make you better, feel good about yourself, go be it. I'm not mad at you. I'm not. I'm gonna say I'm not mad at you, not because I know you've been hurt by those men. I feel sorry for you. That's why I'm saying sorry because you only can see one way. I feel sorry for women. Don't matter how much you prove to them, they can't see it. You got to tell them, and they can't see it. I feel sorry for you, women. I feel sorry for men that don't want to be a part of their child's life. You missed out on the green. You know how many men want to be fathers? I want to be a father, but I'm not going to go through BS to get to it. I'd rather not have a child. But some ignorant ass woman would say, "Well, you don't need one. This isn't that because you putting a stereotype and stigma on me." In my whole life, with everything she described, I was never toxic. But I'm a bad black man to her. I'm erased and all. But then she's like, then you a cover. I mean, that it's a majority or select few. Well, I don't know what that means. Can you explain that to me? And then when she explained that, like you keep sounding like you saying all because your next line you don't keep saying. Now see, I was like keep majority and some and few in your vocabulary, especially for these topics, because you're gonna have to. Because when you say men, that means all. That's plural. Man is one. A is one. They even try to get rid of the letter A at one time. So they want you to blame it on all of us. So you can be tricked to be with them. So they can wing this out. So eventually there's no black man, there's no black woman. I guess you're not thinking about that part either. See, I can go so many avenues with this to get you to understand how dumb and stupid that sound and idiotic that is, or how we treat and think towards each other, men and women. But we keep saying we woke. We keep saying we conscious. We keep saying we walking with the Lord. We keep saying we got all this, but we still fighting amongst each other. That's why I think all of that stuff I just said is a joke. It's a joke. Because if it was real, it wouldn't be happening the way it is right now. Choose wisely. You got to make better decision choices. It's your response to your ability, your account. You are accounted for you. Don't place blame on that woman. You are accounted for you. She was a hoe when you met her. She was a hoe when you got done having sex with her. So why did you have sex with her? So you a whoremonger. You like that. So you got to account of your response. Your response was, "I'm going to do this," and your ability, your responsibility. Now you got to take care of what happens afterward. Not to mention, we talking about babies. What about diseases? Come on, y'all. Y'all got to be better than this. Y'all have no mind. I don't have a lot. I don't call people friends. I don't have a lot of friends because I don't sit here and talk about people. If you doing your woman wrong, I don't be your friend because I don't do women wrong. I'm not. I'm not a person where I don't have no things like within me. Like, but it's like, damn, the things I can mentally, physically control at all times, I don't do wrong in that area. Things that actually have to challenge me. So if keeping your legs closed is challenging you, maybe you need to be around some women that don't have sex like that. Or when they don't talk about sex. Maybe you need to stop listening to that music. Stop watching those TV shows. Stop reading those Zane Chronicle books, sex books. You ever thought about that? Maybe that's the reason as well. I love women vagina, but I'm not gonna lick every last one of them. I'm not gonna do so many things like that's gonna put me in a situation to get a disease, let alone get her pregnant. I could, but I don't because I know who I am. And that's what you got to do first. Know who you are. This will eliminate so much, but it's not coming out right because a woman like well, it's a words I want to use. You say a man is toxic. I'm done with black men. She's a black one. Hopefully these are real women, but I met them in real life, so I know there's a agency out for that. There's toxic women. I say toxic because it's acid. Acid is going to always burn. You can dilute it, but it's still going to burn. How much is going to burn? That's what's going to happen until you You to get rid of acid, you need more of an alkaline. You need like a vegetable. What's I was trying to say? What's in the vegetable? At the time I can't recall the other. It's like alkaline. You need the good. If you don't have enough good, you cannot balance out that acid. So if a person is very acidic or toxic, then they don't have enough good in them. So whoever they're around, you got to get away because all it's going to do is burn you. I'm not throwing them away. I'm going to let you know, I'll leave you to your own devices. I'm going to leave you to your own demise. Because if you're going to stay acid, I'm not acid. I'm balanced. I know there's a difference between, I know that it's the same thing. To me, if a father not home, that's both parents' fault. If a mother not doing her job, it's both parents' fault. Because the child didn't have a choice. I was a child at one point, 35 years ago. I didn't have a choice whether I was born. I still don't now. I was already born. So I have to, it's funny, I have to master acceptance of myself, of how women don't think about me. I have to be okay with it, and I'm cool with that. But I'm not going to take the blame for a man that's not taking care of his child. Ultimate form of disrespect to me and to other men. But then you want other men. Then you say, I don't need a man. Well, you don't need a man. Then be quiet. Be quiet. Shut up. Well, I don't want to. Then shut up. You don't want women. Shut up. You don't want them. Shut up. Let the people that want. I want to meet. I want to meet all of these great Black African descent women that love Black men. Even in they other things like, oh, he got to have a certain amount of money. I still want to meet her because I just want to know because I do meet them, but I want to get us in the group. I wish we can isolate ourselves. But then we gotta then within that group, I know she's acceptable to understand that her money and income is not going to change whether her life with this man or these children are going to be good for them. You can have $1 billion. That don't mean you're going to raise a great child. And see, and that's what we comparing things to. We compare, we contrast, we do all this conning, and then we expect it to come out good. So I just say, have a good day, enjoy your life. To stop this battle with social media. I don't mind on social media. But that was given to me in the spirit, and I thought that was funny that everything I talk about eventually is being worded again. Because we're killing ourselves. We're dooming ourselves. Nobody else doing it. That man is not doing that to you, and that woman is not doing that to you in your own race. You are doing this to you. And also enjoy life. I don't mention this a lot. You have to affirm that. You have to reinforce and empower. Say you love yourself. I am great. I don't have to worry about how a woman is going to treat me if I treat myself good. Because soon as she started treating me bad, I was like, oh, I don't want to talk to her no more. So when she started calling me names for no reason, I stopped talking to her. That's me though. That's me. It don't take long. As soon as I know she's not on my side, I stop talking to her. That's me. I don't know how hard that is not hard. I don't love you. I love you as a person, but I don't love you to the point where it's so strong where I can't say hell to the no to you. But I have to be reasonable because some people are not reasonable when it comes to those actions. I hear women badmouth all these men, but I was like, you badmouth all the men, but the men that's willing to help you, you're not taking his advances. But you took the other guy because he was so handsome to you. You caused your own demise. I know there's so many women that are so pretty but can't do nothing. We got all these degrees, we can't make a meal. And keep saying that don't matter. That matters to men that want to have a wife. If you want to be a wife, how don't I? So you don't know what I'm putting in my body. Why would I want to eat it? And if if you don't work, how you gonna feed her? I ain't saying you gotta. And we so stupid. My income, man. I make under 50,000. I guess that's the average in the study that a woman want a man, even in our race. I don't even know a lot of Black women that make over 50,000, and the ones that do, it's like okay, you make over 50,000, so you own. How do you make your? Oh, you work at a company. So if that company shut down, you don't make over that. Oh, okay. And she's like, "What you got?" I won't tell you because I don't want you. I want you to be interested in me. You won't know, and I learned this. This is for me. I'm not telling a woman nothing. I tell you my career, my job. You do the estimate, but she don't know what I got in my stock. She don't know what basically call them assets, my equity. She don't know what I have in there. She's just going to assume based on if I have a car or not, if I have a house or not. At some points in your life, and some people, we all are, we bloom different. We grow up a little different. So you're gonna base your only terminologies and your growth on mine, you're gonna lose out. That's another thing. We lose out because we can't look individually into ourselves. Look at me as an individual. I'm looking at everybody. I look at it this when I start dating. I say it's a clean slate when I meet you. You are a book. On the first cover of the book, you tell me your name. That's all I can see is the outside. When you turn around, I can see the backside. But once I open that book, I start learning about you. And it's the page that we least talk about in the book. It's not the table of contents. It's the page with all your information of all your destinations where you came from. So basically, us it's a number, the year it was produced. So basically, it's like your social security number, your birth certificate, the other influencers, some other names there. It's like the information page. That's the next page I'm going to look for after I know if I want to open this book or not. I have to make a decision once I open it. And once you open the book, there is the table of contents. Then there's Roman numerals of a prefix. I want to read I want to know. Okay. Oh, this is how you got here. Okay. Cool. 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 We don't do that. That's why I say it's a meet and greet. Then you decide you're going to date. Then you decide together where you're going to go. You make plans. Then if you want a leadership man, you got to decide all these things before you meet this man. And if he don't match up, if some things he won't be great at. But I know I was great when I knew what I had to do. But then I was like, dang, what is it? She was like, you got to do this. Like, oh yeah, thank. Because she knew that as well. She knew something. She don't have to know everything. And as soon as we learn, if we could take the time out and do the individual first reflection, then you should be going out dating. Then you should say, oh, okay. Then you can see past all this program that they did. They messed us up. They did a work. They did a work in us. So we see that in social media. I didn't know it was that bad until 5 years ago. And now it was like, man, I can't even see the person and you getting mad at another person. I see arguments. I don't argue. I just started like, I say, if you a real person, are you a ma'am or a sir? I start asking questions. And then they stopped talking to me. Because I was like, well, they must have been an agent. It's an agent of the media, whether they was real or not. Whether they was a man or a woman. I don't know. Or my race or not. So start thinking about that. We smarter than that now to allow ourselves to be victims and prisoners of the times. To me, is no more excuses. That's just to me. You have a great day. I hope you can find some nuggets in this live. You can get something out of this. You can challenge yourself to things. Like I challenged myself with like it was like one example. Why I don't like her. Well, it's not that I didn't like her. It's I couldn't align to her. I couldn't be on the same frequency. But I had to talk to her first. I had to be an adult. I couldn't be like a child would make an assumption. Adult was going to actually take time out to know. That's why it's called knowledge. That's why it's called understanding. We automatically assume and we don't know. We think and we believe. We believe that's gonna be it. No, no. Go figure out. Excuse me, man. Why are you doing that? I don't care if she don't respond. I took the time out on my individual part to go ask her that. Why do you think that? Go ask that. Get a one-on-one. Stop being in the masses, the group, the outlets. Go one-on-one with a person. You ain't gotta go on a date. We got too many resources. Well, I don't know how to get your phone number. I just need your email. We can go talk. We can video chat. We can phone chat over a app. Man, we ain't got no more excuses, man. We sorry. That's the truth be told, man. We a sorry race. That's how I look at it. If a woman say I'm done with the black man, you done with yourself because you done with your race, because you done with your own. You hate yourself. And if you, I don't hate myself. But I don't say we are sorry if we can't. All this what we persevere, what we've been through, what our ancestors been through. We weak as hell, man. We the weakest era ever. If we want to claim anything, I don't care how smart you are. We the weakest area because you said you this and you that, and look at you. You bad mouthing your people, so you bad mouthing yourself. See, I don't never bad mouth. I talk as a whole. Men, you ain't shit. Women ain't shit. I don't gotta falsify and lie about that. I got proof in all my pudding. The man ain't taking care of his kid, and the woman down at him, but she spread his legs for him. That's most proof I need right there. If that's your only hurt, that's your fault. That's your fault. The individual people, I'm checking you. That is your fault. That your child is going to be a certain way. That these children are a certain way. You did that. You said that. You are doing that. You are lying to them. You are have no clue of who you are. Your fault. It's your fault. Shalom.